The multi-day breakout pattern is the easiest way to become profitable, and it's probably one of the most profitable setups you could play in the market. I'm not talking about secret indicators or some complicated algorithms. I'm talking about the setup that's responsible for over $20,000 in verified profits in my own trading account just in this last quarter. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to spot multi-day breakouts in real time. You're gonna know exactly how to trade it so you too can finally achieve consistent results, no matter what your experience level. But first, let me show you my real results from just this last quarter. Every single one of these comes from the exact same setup. It's the multi-day breakout. And I'm not showing you this to brag. I lost for 2 years before I figured it out. And I don't want you to make the same mistake that I did. I've tried hundreds of strategies, okay? And believe me, these results, they're not typical. But this is the first strategy that's giving me consistency. Days like this, results like this, week after week, year after year. So what's the setup? Why does it work? And how can you use it tomorrow? Let's break that down. So first, let's talk about what is a multi-day breakout in its pure definition. When you're looking at a pattern, you need to have a descriptive form of the criteria that creates said pattern in the market. That's what keeps our focus narrowed. So my definition, what is a multi-day breakout? Stock goes on a big run. Okay, it's identified by a big percent gainer trading massive volume, some big run out of nowhere. It consolidates for at least 1 day underneath that big run, ideally towards the highs. Then in the next couple of days, it comes back, reclaims some levels, and breaks through that initial high on equal to relative similar volume just a couple days later. That is what creates a breakout. Now, why does it work? There's a reason that this stock went on that initial run. There's a reason the stock got volatile. Maybe it had a good press release. Maybe there's a bunch of shorts attached to the stock because they think it's some crummy stock. In any case, the stock went a lot further than normal. It has become unique. It has showed up on a lot of people's scanners as a stock that's interesting. Then it settles for a little bit. It digests the new price action. In this digestion, we call it consolidation. This is not when I want to be touching the stock. I want to know that it exists from that day one move. Then, as it gathers itself to re-break out of its initial first day run, what happens is either there's a bunch of shorts that were betting for it to go down, or momentum comes back into the stock. And that is exactly what's going to send the stock higher and create that breakout looking chart. Let's walk through that exact execution. So step one, you got to identify the right stocks. How do you identify the right stocks? That comes down to your process. At night, you got to scan. Big percent gainers trading massive volume. Again, you want something that generally doesn't trade a lot of volume and all of a sudden out of nowhere is trading 5, 10, 20, 100x times its average volume traded for like the past year. Once it's trading massive volume and you're identifying at night while you're scanning for stocks, the next thing you want to do is you just want to put it on a watch list and let it chill. Let it live its best life is what I always say in the chat room. Because when you're looking at a multi-day breakout, it's got to consolidate underneath that day one high for at least 1 day, if not multiple days. During this time that it's consolidating underneath the highs, we get to the next step, which is identify your trigger levels and identify your exit levels. At what price level does the stock have to cross in order for the breakout to be confirmed? And at what price does the stock have to go to below for the chart pattern to be broken? That is what we call your trade plan. It has 3 steps: the pattern identified, the trigger entry identified, and the risk identified. Now you are ready to execute your said plan. And that is the next step. Execute your plan. Don't be early, don't be late. Be here when it's time to execute and do your job. This is an important step that most people overlook. Have your exit predetermined before you get into the stock. Meaning, if you're gonna sell into strength, say that to yourself before you get into the stock. You need to know what length of time and how you want to take profits before. Otherwise, you're gonna have a very itchy trigger finger. Secondly, know what your stop is. I recommend using stop losses. Once I have my stop identified, I don't really want to move it too much, especially if I'm in the beginner stages of trading. I just want the trade plan to either show me if I'm right or wrong, and then minorly adjust the trade plan until it's optimized to a place where it becomes successful. So use stop losses and make sure that when your plan breaks and you are in a losing position, you don't become hopeful. You get out and you move on to the next setup. There's no use to hanging on to a loser. That is not how day trading becomes successful. Now, I just want to throw in a quick disclaimer. This is just my method based on my own research and my own experience, and it's for educational purposes only. If you had your own criteria, use what works for you. The most important thing is to have a plan and to stick to it. Now you have the entire strategy, and not just the entire strategy, but my favorite strategy. And here's why. Out of my 10 years of trading, this strategy has produced my single biggest trade to date. In front of me, I have the ticker IMPP, and this was back when Russia and Ukraine first went to war, and this was an oil and gas stock. And it's not about randomly buying stocks when there's some type of crisis, but it's about knowing where momentum is and then playing the patterns that you are taught. And in this case, a perfect multi-day breakout setup on IMPP, and it happened to be, still to this day, my biggest trade to date. It was massive. But there's still an aspect of trading that separates the top 1% who made it, and it doesn't have anything to do with charts. It's risk management and mindset. That is more important. Well, it's the other half of the game. I risk a small amount relative to my account, usually not more than 1%. My mantra is to grow through controlled patience. I never go all in, and I never let one loss ruin a whole month's worth of work. You have to avoid making emotional decisions. If you missed the breakout, you missed it. There's nothing else for you to do. You cannot chase it because you are ruining the stats that a breakout entry would have. You do not want to average down. When stocks are going against you, that's because they are generally failing. And when stocks go against us, we become hopeful that it's going to come back. That is the wrong mentality to have. When stocks are going against us, we should be fearful. And when stocks are going in our favor, when they are working, we should be hopeful in those scenarios. But unfortunately, it's always the reverse. When stocks start going in our favor, traders are generally fearful. They're fearful of losing unrealized profits, so they start to not let their winners run. You can argue with me all you want, but this is what happens. So don't average down. That is key. Like the best of the best traders are not adding to losers. And they specifically, and they definitely do not hold and hope. They have a risk level, and if that risk level is breached, they are out, no questions asked. They're not gonna let a loss balloon or compound in any way. You have to understand that every trade is just 1 in 1,000, right? It's a drop in the bucket. I've been trading for, 10 years? I make about 60 trades per month. So if you add that all up, like, what is one trade really gonna do? It's not gonna define your career. Even in IMPP's case, my biggest trade to date, that's still just roughly 10%, maybe 5% of my overall profits. I'm just ballparking. So again, it's really not one trade that makes your career. It's the compounding effect of all of these trades making your career and letting the edge work itself out over time. The best of the best traders treat this like a business and not a casino. What does that mean? It means that we are journaling every single trade. We are tracking every single stat. And most importantly, we're letting the data guide our decisions. If the data tells us the setup is profitable, then we continue to do it. We don't continue to do something because we think it is profitable, and oftentimes we suffer from recency bias. Couple losses, and without tracking your trades, you're going to think a setup is horrible. But if you look at it, across 6 or 7 months, the stuff that you don't remember, the good stuff, the not so recent stuff, might actually outweigh the recent downtrend that the setup has had. So definitely tracking every single trade and understanding your data is imperative. So let's walk through a real trade from just the other week. In front of us, we have the ticker SMX. As you can see, the first thing that happens is the stock goes on big run and on big volume. So we're identifying that there's a stock that is up a lot in a quick amount of time. So that is what initially goes on our watch list. And then we go into step 2, the consolidation phase, where I don't really want to be doing a whole lot except for figuring out what my trade plan is. What am I looking for? At this stage in the pattern, after 2 days of run and a couple days of consolidation, maybe 3 or 4, I'm looking at this as a stock that went on a huge run and it's consolidating near the highs. I think this has potential to break out. So I'm going to start to identify my levels. What is my entry? What is my risk? A breakout is technically a break over the consolidation highs. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw my lines. This would be the breakout right there at that whole $0.50, and maybe the risk is 60, where this consolidation has been bottoming out for a couple days now. So I have a trade plan. I know I'm risking $10 a share on a stock that has the ability to move quite a few dollars in a quick amount of time. So I don't think that's too wide of a risk. I've drawn my lines, and then if anything, I'm even setting my stops to enter and to exit. I'm gonna play the action in sped up time. It doesn't go down this fast, but it can be very quick. And that's why I say you cannot chase, you cannot miss. If you miss, you move on. That is a rule that most traders should have. The point is, it's your job to identify these patterns and execute when they come. If you miss, there's no chasing it higher and still considering it a breakout. You are chasing a random thing. It is no longer a breakout, it's continuation, and you're just getting involved because you have FOMO, fear of missing out. That is an emotion that causes losses. So let's see exactly how this plays out in sped up motion. In front of us, we have a 15-minute chart going on. So obviously understand that in live action, it's not as easy as it looks, but this is the picture we're presented with, and at this point, I already know what I'm watching this for. In fact, Dom is alerting in the chat room while this is happening that he's buying it. It's on our watch list every night. Right there, break 70. It happens quickly. And in less than 30 or 45 minutes, we have a 100% run. Think about what that can do to a small account. You're risking $10 a share, and boom, another run, another breakout, another move higher. This is the most exceptional situation that breakouts can get in. This is not what is to be expected every time, but this is what's possible. It's a situation where you're risking maybe $10 a share and the stock goes $400 a share higher. In most cases, I am not making it to 400. I'm probably making it just to 100 and taking my 4 to 5 to 1. But in the odd cases where I do have that predetermined plan to take it overnight for whatever reason, I can capitalize on a much bigger part of this move. So this is exactly what it looks like in real time. Now, obviously it's sped up and these are 5-minute candles, but this was playable. And in fact, like I said, Dom was playing it in the room. Now, what are the next steps? If you want to master this setup, just start by paper trading. First, you have to identify the setup, and then you have to identify where you're getting in and where you're getting out. Track those results. Maybe you do it 30 or 40 times. Maybe that takes 3 or 4 months. Journal every trade and focus on the execution, not just the outcome. Make sure you're getting in where you're supposed to get in and that the data is accurate. And if you want more help, I've got something for you. You can always apply for mentorship at Clover Trading, okay? If you're serious about mastering the multi-day breakout and want direct feedback, guidance, and even support from someone who's been there, click the link below and apply for our mentorship. It's not just me, it's also Dom, who's built a majority of his career on these multi-day breakouts, and it does not shock me that Dom, the other mentor in Clover Trading, was in SMX for the first beginning of this move. We only take a handful of traders at a time. It really doesn't do us any good to have too many people convoluting the chat. So if you're ready to level up your trading, now's your chance. You'll find the application at the first link in the description below. Apply and let's get you on the right path to consistent results.